My name is Nick Vanuriaki, and I'm one of the owners of Penelope's Coffee and Tea. We've been in Foster City for about 6 years now. Our business provides coffee and breakfast for the Foster City community.
Hello, my name is Anwar Halte. I'm here a partner in Waterfront Pizza. We have been in business for 30 years, serving delicious Mediterranean food. And every year I feel like we're a big family that keeps growing and growing, and the people who come every day, they become family members.
My name is Michael Turner. Our business is Edgewater Marine LLC, and we've been operating in Foster City for about 7 years. Edgewater Marine is the Northern California electric boat dealer for Duffy Electric Boats. We sell, service, and rent boats in Foster City. Foster City has been a great place to work, great place to live, great recreational areas. There's no place like it.
It's actually going to help tremendously. It's going to help us with payroll, with rent, with utilities. It's definitely going to help.
We're very thankful for the grant that we got from Foster City, which is going to help us pay for utilities, employees, and give us a push to overcome this difficult time.
The grant has allowed me to bring all my employees back to work already. It was a big help, and will allow us to continue to operate and continue to provide services to Foster City residents and the people in the area.
We're here for you, Foster City.
We're here for you, Foster City.
We are here for you, Foster City.
We're here for you, Foster City.
And remember, Foster City, we're always here for you.
With the rising temperatures and school out of session, we know our community will want to get outdoors more. To make sure we can all enjoy the fresh air safely, the Foster City City Council wants to remind everyone to follow these important safety precautions. Remember to wear a face covering outside the home for certain activities and in places of business.
Recreate with people in the same household as you.
Be cautious on the Levee Trail. We're asking joggers and cyclists to use the detour on Beach Park, leaving the pedway for pedestrians. Be safe.
Beach parks, boat docks, and walking tracks at Port Royal and Catamaran Park are currently open. Remember, walking tracks are one-way directional only.
Practice social distancing of at least 6 feet.
Live. Ready? You guys good? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Foster City Planning Commission. It's 7 p.m., August the 6th, 2020. And Marlene, do you have a statement for us?
Yes. Pursuant to Executive Order N2920, the meeting will be held by teleconference, video conference only. The public may participate by joining the Zoom meeting via the link provided in the agenda and submitting their public comments in a live meeting format. Written comments may be sent via email to publiccomment@fostercity.org and will be provided to the Planning Commission prior to the meeting. Pursuant to the Ralph M. Brown Act, Government Code Section 54953, all votes shall be by roll call due to the commissioners participating by teleconference, video conference.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I would like to call the meeting to order. May we have roll call, please?
Commissioner Adams?
Here.
Commissioner Haddad?
Here.
Commissioner Jagtiani?
Here.
Vice Chair Wyckoff?
Here.
Chair Padam?
Here. Thank you. Item 3, communication from the public. Under this agenda item, members of the public may bring up any item not on the printed agenda. The planning commissioner will not act on any item that's not on the planning on the agenda. Are there anyone that would like that has made comments to be posted?
Rob, do we have, we did not receive any comments via email, but Rob, do we have any speakers?
We have 2 attendees. They are callers. If the callers want to say anything for public, to raise your hand, you'd hit *9 on your phone. No one has raised their hand.
Thanks, Rob.
No hands raised?
No.
None? Okay, thank you. Next item, consent calendar. All matters listed under this item are considered to be routine by the Planning Commission, and it will be enacted by 1 vote. We only have 1 item on the consent calendar, is the minutes from June 16th, 2020, regular meeting.
Move to approve.
Someone make a motion to approve or pull anything?
Yeah, move to approve.
May I have a second?
Here, second.
It's been moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
So, Commissioner Adams?
Yes.
Commissioner Jagtiani?
Yes.
Commissioner Haddad?
Yes.
Commissioner Wyckoff?
Yes.
Chair Padam?
Yes. The motion carries 5-0. Next item, item 5, continuous public hearing. That's none. New public hearing.
Correct.
That's none. Old business. That's none. New business. None. Item 9, study session. 9.1, to review a parking study for the hotel use prepared to conjunction with the proposed hotel at the former vacant Visa lot to seek direction regarding amendment to the Foster City Municipal Code, Chapter 17.36 PD, Plan Development, Combined District, Section 17.36.060, off-street parking requirement in PD District to provide flexibility in the parking reduction. RZ 2020-0003. And may we have the staff report, please?
I'm sorry.
I don't hear anything. Is there anything happening?
Yes, 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and show it this way. Good evening, Chairman and members of the Planning Commission. This evening, the Planning Commission is requested to consider proposed text amendments to Chapter 17.36 of the City's Municipal Code, which contains regulations regarding planned developments. Specifically, the Commission is asked to consider revisions to Municipal Code Section 17.36.060, off-street parking requirements in a PD district, which would provide greater flexibility in parking requirements beyond what the code currently allows. Just like to confirm that everybody can see the PowerPoint presentation.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
We can see your whole screen.
Oh, can you? Okay. All right, I'm sorry, I thought we.
And you might want to be a lot louder.
Yeah, the city's parking ordinance, chapter 17.62 of the city's municipal code was adopted in June of 1972. Although minor revisions have been made, the ordinances remain largely unchanged since its adoption. Although the regulations of the parking ordinance generally apply to all projects, the code offers several options for project applicants to pursue reductions or deviations from standard parking requirements. These options include requests for a parking variance, as described in section 1762-100A of the municipal code. The code does not currently allow for a parking variance to be applied in the planned development combining district. Optional provisions as described in section 1762-100D of the code, which allows for up to 15% reduction through preparation and implementation of the Transportation Systems Management Plan. And number 3, for projects located in the planned development combining district, request for a maximum 10% deviation from standard code requirements is described in section 1736.060 of the code. Section 1762.010 of the parking ordinance proposed purpose and intent states that the ordinance serves to establish regulations in order to assure that parking facilities are properly designed and located in order to meet the parking needs created by specific uses and to protect the public safety. Regardless of the statement, the municipal code does not currently allow for required minimum parking ratios to be relaxed in conformance with actual demonstrated parking demand associated with proposed projects. The Commission has been asked to consider revisions to the municipal code to afford greater flexibility and required parking capacity tailored to individual proposed projects. Staff feel that Chapter 1736 of the code should be revised to allow for greater flexibility and required parking capacity to support the stated purpose of the parking ordinance, particularly due to changes in travel behavior over recent years, which have resulted in reduced parking demand at many land use types. Consideration of text amendments to the municipal code was prompted by the application for development of a new hotel proposed to be located on a vacant lot at the southwest corner of Metro Center and Shell Boulevards in the city's town center neighborhood. The project site falls within the city's planned development or PD combining district, which is intended to accommodate a range of development types while offering flexibility in design and development standards. The hotel project has been reviewed by the Commission at 2 study sessions held on August 15, 2019, and again on March 5, 2020. In the plans reviewed at the second study session, the applicant presented a project design in which 141 parking stalls were included, lower than the number minimally required by Chapter 1762 of the municipal code, which requires that motels and hotels provide 1 parking stall per guest room, plus 2 stalls for each resident, manager, or owner. Following the second study session, the applicant proposed to omit the mechanical parking list previously proposed and replace it with surface parking, expressing that the city's parking ordinance requires more parking than would realistically ever be needed for the project, even with the approval of a 10% reduction below standard parking requirements as permissible through section 1736.060B of the code. The proposed change to the parking configuration would diminish the parking supply by 38 stalls, resulting in a total of 103 stalls, including 5 accessible stalls. In support of the proposed reduction in parking capacity, the applicant submitted anecdotal data from Bay Area hotel operators of limited service, business-oriented hotels, which indicate that a majority of guests arrive by rideshare vehicle and that actual demand for on-site parking at their lodging facilities, even when fully occupied, falls short of the on-site parking at the respective sites. The applicant additionally submitted a study which includes a survey of the number of parking spaces relative to actual usage at hotels located at the Peninsula and South Bay, which are comparable to the proposed hotel, which is included in attachment 1 of the staff report. The study indicates that for the hotels considered, actual parking ratios equate to approximately 1 stall for every 2 occupied guest rooms, even during periods of very low occupancy, very low vacancy. The applicant's parking study suggests that the expected parking demand is roughly half the minimum parking rate required by Chapter 1762 of the Foster City Municipal Code. This slide includes the parking required under current regulations of the Foster City Municipal Code. The top row here presents the number of parking spaces required for the hotel project under the general requirements of Chapter 1762, which requires 154 parking stalls. The 103 stalls proposed with the project would result in a shortfall of 51 stalls. With the 5% credit, as shown in the second row down, given for bicycle parking, the shortage would be reduced to 45 stalls. With a 10% deviation, the project would be 30 stalls short of required parking, and with approval of a 15% reduction in parking capacity permissible through Chapter 1762 through implementation of a transportation systems management plan, the project would be 23 stalls deficient of compliance with current code requirements. Following the request for reduction in parking associated with the hotel project, staff reviewed the hotel parking requirements of neighboring jurisdictions for comparison with Foster City's parking regulations. For each of the neighboring jurisdictions studied, except for San Mateo County, the general parking requirements are 1 stall per guest room, roughly equivalent to the rate specified in Foster City's municipal code. However, staff found that most hotel projects of late were approved with parking counts significantly lower than their jurisdiction standard requirements. The table here shown on the slide includes several recently entitled hotels in neighboring cities and the number of parking spaces required for each. As shown in this table, each of the projects includes a sizable reduction in parking, as shown in this column over here, relative to standard code requirements of the cities in which they were approved. Staff research revealed that each of the cities included here has a mechanism for allowing a reduction in standard parking capacity relative to general code requirements. Staff research also revealed that each approving jurisdiction's municipal code incorporates one or more mechanisms such as a zoning variance, conditional use permit, or its PD parking permit to allow for a significant reduction in parking capacity and to facilitate relief from standard parking requirements. These mechanisms resulted in a reduction greater than 10%, which is the maximum permissible parking deviation currently allowed for a project in a PD combining district. In order to objectively assess the actual demand for parking associated with the hotel development project, the city retained Fair and Peers Transportation Consultants to conduct a parking impact study and prepare a technical memo, including an analysis of likely parking generation rates with and without the implementation of a robust transportation or travel demand management program. The consultant prepared a technical memorandum, including as an attachment to the staff report. The analysis models the project's parking generation rate, both with and without TDM measures applied, and discussed potential TDM measures anticipated to be effective in reducing parking demand at lodging facilities such as the proposed project. To prepare the study, the consultant surveyed available literature, compiled internal data and research, and applied